Well, hello everyone. Canadian Dissident here. Got some more news for you. Let's talk about what happened with the Canadian Freedom Convoy over the weekend, where we are now, and let's just see what's going on. So this first thing, this is actually from, I think the incident was on Friday, but I haven't talked about it yet. This was at the Winnipeg Protests. A guy ran down a bunch of protesters. You can actually see some video of it. So Winnipeg police have arrested and charged a man accused of hitting 4 people who were participating in a protest against pandemic restrictions with his SUV. Let's just take a look at what they're saying about this guy. So fortunately, I don't believe anybody was seriously injured. But they're saying that he is in custody, and this guy Carver, Constable Rob Carver, he said he couldn't speak to the man's motivations for allegedly striking the protesters. Allegedly, there's video. But said the driver spoke to officers as he was being arrested. Some comments were made by the accused that tends to suggest that this was not specifically about the vaccine mandates, Carver said. He wasn't for or against any of the general views that are floating around this country. This is a lie. It's just a complete lie. Now, maybe the guy did say something like this to the officers to try and throw them off the trail or just straight up lie to them for whatever reason. But he absolutely did do this for a specific reason. And CBC or Global both reported on this. They're being extremely dishonest and disingenuous. Okay, so here's a picture of the guy in his car wearing a mask by himself. Okay, red flag number 1. Now, Andy No actually did some investigation, found the guy, David Zegarak. He's a leader in the Antifa punk scene. Funny. So he's an Antifa member. I think his motivations are pretty clear. Why is it that Andy No on his own can do better investigative journalism than Global or CBC? Because they're not even trying. They don't want this part of the story getting out because they want to spin a narrative. Everyone at the protest bad, everyone else good. Okay, well, let's keep going here. So, like the title of the video, they're really turning up the heat on these protesters, big time. Starting today. Okay, the police have made a lot of changes, more aggressive shows of force. Things are getting a lot worse. A lot more dangerous out there too. So, police in the Canadian capital are trying to prevent protesters who have parked an estimated 500 heavy-duty trucks in the downtown core from obtaining fuel, food, and other supplies in a stepped-up effort to end the 11-day demonstration against COVID-19 mandates. Ottawa police were more aggressive in tactics over the weekend, and they're getting more aggressive now, as local politicians demanded an immediate end to the protest. Organized by a group named Freedom Convoy 2022, the protest has clogged up traffic in the city and upended residents' day-to-day lives. Protesters have vowed to stay in the capital until all governments in Canada drop mandates related to COVID-19 vaccination. Basically, they're trying to cut off supplies as much as possible. So, food to truckers and people camped out, anyone who's staying in the city, they're trying to cut off food, water, fuel, all of that sort of stuff. They're also issuing massive amounts of tickets, and they're also arresting people. Police officers said on Sunday night they seized thousands of liters of fuel from a camp where truckers have assembled outside the downtown core. There's some video. We'll cover that in a second. We're going after the fuel, Ottawa Police Chief Peter Slawley said Monday at a press conference. We're turning up the heat in every way we can. Yeah. Canada's Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino ruled out dialogue on Monday. They still don't want to talk. We cannot allow an angry crowd to reverse the policy course that continues to save lives. Sure it does. This should never be a precedent for how to make policy in Canada. Police said that over the weekend they've issued more than 500 tickets to protesters for excessive honking, use of fireworks, and consumption of alcohol in public spaces, among other things. So they are really turning up the heat. Okay, here's the video. One of the videos of them stealing fuel. Let's just give it a watch.
So here the officers have come in and are starting to steal the fuel that the volunteers locally have been bringing in. It was their first attempt. Now our move.
So there you go. The cops are literally reaching into the back of someone's truck and stealing their property. This is not the only video. There are many other videos of them stealing supplies from people. So like I said, they're turning up the heat. This could get pretty bad. Here's what else they're doing. They're banning honking. A court issues a 10-day ban on honking in downtown Ottawa. A Canadian judge issued a 10-day injunction Monday banning protesting truckers from honking their horns in downtown Ottawa. So there you go. You can't honk anymore. Like I said, they are doing everything they can to shut this down. Okay, so here's our Minister Mendicino again, telling us that the protesters threaten the national security of Canada, and that they are intending to target donors, specifically American donors, in an effort to stop them. Likely they're trying to scare them. They don't want people to be able to donate to this cause because they are afraid. Minister Mendicino identified the Ottawa protest group as violent and hateful. How exactly? We covered this before. There's none of that going on. The Ottawa truck drivers were described as an angry, loud, intolerant, and violent group. Again, none of that is actually happening. This is slander and lies. And then he goes on to say that they threatened the national security of Canada. So, yeah, they're going all out. They're taking all avenues, doing their best to scare people and to try and shut this down, to try to end this protest. Because they're scared. They can see that it's working. We've gained so much support. Despite GoFundMe shutting down, we got a new one opened up, which I covered last time, on Give, Send, Go. Much better. Should have been used from the start. As I covered in my previous video, GoFundMe is a completely partisan organization. They should never get any support. But here on Give, Send, Go, in just a few days, I can't remember exactly what day it went up. Might have been Friday or Saturday, I think. It's already gained $5.3 million US. So they're almost back to where they were already in such a short time. This is how you know that we're getting support. And they hate it. They want to try to shut down all of this money. So they're trying to scare people into not donating so that they think that people are going to come after them. Which, hey, I don't know, might happen. If Trudeau comes out, calls in the military, says all this protesting is illegal, everyone who supports it is breaking the law, then yeah, I guess by giving them money, you're supporting them in that. So who knows? I certainly hope it doesn't go that way. But here's where you can come if you want to give money, if you want to donate. These guys are going to need it. Like I said before, there's tons of tickets coming out now. And as far as I know, some of this money is going towards that, paying these guys tickets when they get these stupid, absurd tickets, when they get taken to jail. This is for legal fees. This is to pay their tickets. In addition to just buying food and helping the truckers stay there. So yeah, if you want to support, this is one way to do it. Another way that you can support, though, is just talking about this stuff. Just talk to your friends and your family members. Some people might just think the whole protest is a bunch of white supremacists because all they do is watch the mainstream legacy media and that's what they see. Where if you come out just a normal person, you're their friend, they know you well, and you tell them that you support it, you can explain to them a little bit what's going on. Maybe you can change their mind. Maybe we can wake up a few people. That's another way that you can help. That's very important that we do that. So those are our two things. And from here, where's Trudeau? Well, no one knows. He's still hiding. He won't talk. Truckers said today, I think, in a press conference, they still have not heard from a federal representative. So he still won't talk. There's no communication. He just wants to shut this thing down. That's how you know it's working. We've got to keep it going. But these guys are really going to need our support over the next week or two because they're turning up the heat. Well, thanks for watching. This has been the Canadian Dissident.